Good morning. Yes, I woke up like this. It's 8:50 in the morning and I'm going to brush my teeth, just check up on a couple of emails, and that's going to be my morning. Let me just wash my face because I look hella greasy and all that, so. Guys, I lied. I stood in my bed for like another 30 minutes. Right, it's really good. Did you guys woke up and give God thanks? You should read the Bible or listen to it. I listened to it on YouTube in a nice little sermon from Sarah Roberts.
The Lord. I want to talk about the moments when God gives you a weight that feels too heavy for you to carry. This is heavy. I don't know if you've ever had God give you something that felt too heavy for you to carry. I want to be very specific about the weight that occurs in our spiritual development. This is why I think a lot of people end up not being Christians. We're like Christian adjacent, but not like really walking with the Lord. Because part of the process of spiritual development is the higher you go, the heavier you become. And for some reason, no matter how many times we tell people that walking with the Lord is not a cakewalk, that walking with Jesus is not vacation, when you actually step into it, for some reason they act like, no, I thought you meant like, I didn't know that you had meant like every devil in hell was gonna break. I didn't know. I don't care how many times. And then, you can call us prosperity. No. We be trying to tell people don't be trying to listen to us. Because the closer I get to God, the more that the Lord develops me, the more I recognize how far I am from Him. Have you ever been heavy just looking at where I am compared to where I'm supposed to be? That the level of brokenness, the level of trauma, the level of manipulation that has become my norm is so off base from who I am supposed to be in God that I have no choice just to be heavy. Or when you start to see the fractures in your community, when you begin to see the impact of generational curses, the toxicity that exists within our families. It was fine when everything was normal, but the moment I started pursuing health, the moment that I wanted to actually be made in the image of God, my heart is breaking for the friendships that no longer make sense anymore. My heart is breaking for the way that I can't fit in with my family anymore. My heart is breaking. The closer I get to God, the heavier I become, because I didn't realize that saying yes to Him and saying no to them, and I'm trying to carry them with me, but I got to grieve and move forward, is heavy. The closer I get to God, the more I see this world the way God sees it, and now my heart is breaking at every headline. I'm discouraged when I see war. I'm discouraged when I see violence. I'm discouraged when I see overdoses. God, your heart must be breaking the closer I get to God. The heavier I become. If you're not heavy, you're not trying to see this world the way God sees it. You ought to be heavy anytime you see somebody on the corner holding a sign. God, I know this isn't what you meant. People want to know, what side are you on? Are you on this side or that side? I'm sad that we're even having to choose sides. I'm heavy that this is our reality, that we got to choose between pro-life in the womb or pro-life in the streets. I'm heavy that this is our reality. I don't think that this is what God heavy looking at this world. Because I can't imagine that these are the choices that God wanted us to make when he created us in the garden. I don't choose a side, I choose heaviness, because my heart is breaking that no matter who I choose, somebody's going to be wounded in the process. And I think too much like God to just say, oh, well, I care about what's happening in this world. Sometimes God gives us a vision of who we've been and who we're supposed to be, of how off track we are and how much healing there is yet to do. And it makes us heavy. In this room, watching online, and no one would know just how heavy you are. Can I tell you, we had Woman Evolve, and women got home and they felt really great from the experience they had, but then they felt really heavy because they realized how much work they have to do, because the closer we get to God, the heavier the burden for breakthrough is on our lives. When we find the disciples in this text, they're dealing with heaviness. It started off smooth sailing, but now things are getting heavy. Oh, child. I don't know if you ever had things start off good and then just get heavy. I understand why Philip says, if you would just show us the Father, that'll be sufficient for me. I feel like that is the New King James Version of, may I speak to the manager? Sir, Jesus, Holy Spirit, whichever one of you are available, I need to speak to the manager. Because ain't no way we could go from doing miracles and drawing multitudes to you telling me that we're not going to be able to stick together anymore and you leaving? We picking fights with systems and you're leaving. The disciples are in a predicament because they have graduated, but they didn't realize that graduation is heavy, that the cost of promotion is more weight, that as Jesus gets out of the way, he's got to shift the weight onto them. Now it's your responsibility to continue the work that I was doing. Weight is a sign of trust. When God says, I can trust you with weight, God says it's because I can trust who you have become in the development process. I can shift some weight onto you. We know this as parents, that we give you little by little, we give you more and more responsibility, more and more freedom, because you can handle the weight. And if no one tells you that more weight is a sign of graduation, you will think that there is something wrong with you when things get heavier at a time when you're supposed to be feeling success. And Jesus says to them in verse 9, he says to them, have I been with you so long, and yet you have not known me, Philip? He who has seen me has seen the Father. So how can you say, show us the Father? Okay, first of all, John is not a synoptic gospel. Matthew, Mark, and Luke tell different angles of many same.
That is my morning. I don't drink coffee on an empty stomach anymore because it like really messed me up. Like real bad. Not that I use a bathroom, it's just like it gets my heartbeat going really fast, and like I get shortness of breath, and I'm like, what the but that's because you're not supposed to drink coffee on an empty stomach. So what I do is drink water. And yeah, that is my mornings. Very chill. Get into the work groove. And yeah, until next time.